Don't ask me to start your show.
My show.
Oh, it's just a little.
Dude, this is our show. Max, how you doing, man?
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going okay.
It's good to be back in the loft.
Here we are.
Look at us.
Number 13.
I got to tell you, this heat is unbearably awful, and I take a shower, and an hour later, I mean, I know I have a little weight on me, but an hour later, I'm like ripe again. So I think I'm taking about 9 showers a day.
You know, it's mid-August now, and I think it's just starting to ramp up. I mean, it's just really, really fucking hot.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just try to keep things as cool as possible.
Is it mid-August, or aren't we at the ass end of August?
Well, we're kind of at the end, yeah.
Yeah, it's like being in a hot butt.
And it's just beginning.
Death.
Yeah. Is that what you feel like mostly, like you're in a hot butt?
Yes. I don't like sun. I don't like heat. I don't like hot. I don't like sun. I don't like people all happy out in the sun. I like when chicks are in their sundresses, though. That's nice.
But you feel like normally when you're walking down the street, you're between 2 huge butt cheeks.
Yeah,
in an ass.
Yeah, and there hasn't been a rain in a while, so any detritus on the streets, any filth, any like torn open McDonald's bags, they're extra stinky and ripe and hot. Oh, it's just I'm miserable.
So you're pretty good.
I hate summer. I hate it. I hate it.
You know what?
Yes.
We have a very special guest.
I want to know why he's so special, other than the fact that he's way too good looking for this show. What makes him so special?
We'll find out.
Well, who is he?
We have a guy. His name is Josh Smith.
Josh Smith.
He's an incredibly cool dude.
He actually is.
He's a friend of mine. He's an actor, writer, director, and an absolute devout vegan that we'll get to.
Oh, wow.
Everybody, give it up for Josh Smith.
Josh Smith.
Welcome, Josh.
Thank you.
How you doing, man?
Doing good.
Thank you for being on the show.
You're welcome.
He's real easygoing.
He's very easygoing.
He kind of loosens your sphincter a little bit, just like sitting around him.
Well, I haven't reached that point yet, but, you know.
While we're on the subject of hot asses. Now, wait a second. What do you mean he's your friend? You actually hang out with him?
Yeah, we actually do.
How old are you, Josh?
22.
22? You're not hanging out with a 22-year-old.
I am.
Lorenzo.
See, the thing about life is that age doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Souls connect. I have friends that are younger than me. I have friends that are my age, and friends that are much older that I hang out with. Don't you?
I remember growing. No, I don't like young people, except for Josh. He's all right. But I remember growing up because I didn't have a dad or anything. Like my mom enrolled me in the Big Brother program, and it was like I was hanging out with like guys in their 20s and early 30s who would like take me to a movie. And
I never knew that you had a big brother.
What?
You can.
It was a brother. It wasn't like a big pedophiliac.
No. It was just a guy. You don't remember the Big Brother program from the 70s?
It's still around now.
Okay.
I just didn't know that you had a big brother.
I had one.
Okay. Was he cool?
Yeah, he was a camp counselor who I went to a summer camp, and I remember I developed a fondness for him, and he liked me a lot. And he had a girlfriend, but, you know, they lived off of Topanga Canyon Boulevard. And then when we got back from camp, I said, well, you're in the Big Brother program? I need a big brother. And then I saw him for like 2 or 3 dates, and then that was it.
Oh.
I think he'd had enough of me.
Oh. So now you felt abandoned by your big brother.
Yeah. So is Josh like a little brother to you?
No, he's my friend.
I don't know how I feel about this yet.
Josh.
Yes.
You're an actor, a writer, director. You're living in L.A. You're obviously one of, a million actors right now. You're in the process. You're auditioning. You're trying to get a gig. You've done some TV shows, right?
Yes.
All right. I'm curious what the process is. I mean, I'm a musician, so I'm not in the acting world.
Mm-hmm.
You go to casting calls? Like
Yes.
where you show up and there's like, everyone is beautiful. The guys are good looking. The girls are beautiful. So, I mean, you're a good looking guy. Tell me what it's like. You go on audition. You walk in there. There's 100 people. They're all better looking than you. And you're like, holy shit, what do I need to do to stand out and get the gig? Right? Or something like that?
Yeah.
What's it like?
I'll give you an example. So one time I went to this audition, and there was at least probably like 70 guys that looked just like me, had the same skin tone. Some were taller, some were shorter, some were more in shape than me. And they would call us in like by sevens. And so there's like 7 of us guys in there, and the casting director was like, okay, we want to just do like a little chemistry test. So we want to see what your personality's like. And so like tell us, like a fact or 2 about yourself. Most of the guys in there were telling a story instead of like a fact or 2. So I was like, okay, Well, I was like the sixth or seventh person, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna use some jokes that I know from one of my favorite comedians, Stephen Wright. And
wow.
yeah, and so as soon as it got to me, they were like, okay, tell us, a fact or two about yourself. And I just started off, and I was like, well, the other day, I spilled some spot remover on my dog, and now he's gone. And then I kept the depressed feeling, and I was just like, it's like, I always wonder, like, why is the alphabet in that order? Was it because of that song?
Wow.
And they just started laughing.
They did laugh. It wasn't
yeah.
crickets in the room. They're like, what the fuck's wrong with this kid?
Right.
They liked it.
I think you're right. I think he is a stand-up, actually.
Yeah.
They liked it. And honestly, it got me a call back.
Did
Come
you?
on.
Yeah.
Good.
It got me a call back for a feature film. And basically, they're a new production company, and they were like casting for different projects. And it got me a call back for the feature film that they were working on.
Wow.
Well, that's
Yeah.
really cool.
Well, how long ago was this?
This was probably like 8 months ago.
Okay. So you didn't get the part,
I didn't get the part.
but they called you back,
They
which
did.
is great.
Yeah.
I think if you get like 10 callbacks out of 50, I think you're doing a great job. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Even if you don't get a booking.
Is that a good percentage?
Oh, absolutely.
Really?
Hell yeah.
I mean,
Like
you
10%.
guys are in that world. I'm not. So I don't know what it's like to audition in a room full of 100 people to get a gig.
Well, there's not 100 people in the room.
There's not.
No.
No.
I mean, when you go on these auditions, there's not a line down the hallway of whatever.
That's outside the room.
Right.
In
No,
the
but
actual room.
It's
there's
just
not
you.
You and the casting director, sometimes
Yeah.
the producer. Like
Okay.
I've been in the room sometimes where it's just one person. And
Yeah.
I've been in the room sometimes where it's like 5 people. It's like the writer, the producer, the director.
That's
the
usually a callback.
assistant.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for you, is that an unnerving situation? Are you like, hey, I'm just going to be me and I'm really cool and suave and everything is fine? Do you get like freaked out?
It's funny because like for me, the auditions that I feel like I got more nervous in were the ones where it was like one person in the room. And when there was like 5, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going to go for it. And
Right.
like I would just, like I remember I had this one audition where it was a really, really weird sci-fi thing. And I had to like, basically the scene was me having sex with the alien that I just found. And so I had,
Cool.
like,
Now Max is interested.
Yeah.
Now you've got his attention.
I had a fucking alien in the room, like metaphorical alien in front of me, and like
Wow.
I had to
Yes.
act that out. And there's like 6 people in the room. I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be embarrassing. But you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go for it. So I went all out, and I just
Really?
I
Did
had
you
my-
start out by eating the alien out?
No, I kind of just was already hard and just
Wow.
went
Just
right
put
for
it right inside the alien.
Right inside
What
the
did you
alien.
picture? Did you picture like one of the Greys, like those little guys with the big black eyes, or was it like a green woman from Star Trek or something?
I pictured like a green woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you could make love to a green woman in real life?
Probably, yeah. If she was hot
Even if
enough.
her sugar holes were green?
Yeah.
You see, this is why this guy's here. This guy is up for anything.
Wow.
Now, obviously, if the alien is a male, that's cool too. They said, look, this is a gay alien space flick.
He'll do it.
And you have to be a gay alien that's horny for, this alien's called, Trachopolis from the planet Zotar. You're up for that.
I would.
Oh, Josh, you feel so good inside me. Downloading.
I don't know. That's the alien.
I would
getting
actually,
fucked by you.
I would watch that.
Yeah.
It'd be an interesting concept.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to that movie?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, you know what? You are a writer-director. You might want to get on that.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for the
This
idea.
could actually spur some ideas for you.
You never know.
Yeah. I mean,
So, how did you meet him?
really want to go with right now? All right.
Wh-
Okay.
Why
fine.
else is he here?
Well, he's out here for us to learn about the man. Okay.
but
I'll give you the backstory.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I am in a band. And I'm in a band with this wonderful singer. Her name is Adriana. He is Adriana's used to be boyfriend, but recently he is now technically her fiance.
too young. You're too young to be getting married. Stop it.
He proposed.
I'm glad that he proposed, but he's way too young. Especially, look at this kid.
What, he was father?
He's a good-looking kid in Los Angeles trying to start his own production company. The last thing he needs is to be tied down.
She's a cool girl, though.
She's great. She's gorgeous. She's super talented and beautiful. I'm totally jealous. But the point is, 22, way too young. But he loves her.
He does
I
love
love
her.
her.
Right?
Yes.
Okay. What are
do.
you going to say?
Did you put a ring on her finger and all that? How'd you propose?
I was one day just we were going to a cafe together, and
Yeah, a cafe.
we were going to a cafe,
Mm.
and I was like, hey, give me 1 second, I gotta tie my shoe, and then I just get down on one knee.
Wow,
That is suave.
fucking romantic.
Wow.
The old gotta tie my shoe ploy.
I have to
Yeah.
tie my.
Wow.
Did you actually announce it before getting down on your? Well, you did it old school, didn't you?
Yeah,
Good for
Wow.
you.
And she
I
said
did.
yes right away. Did she start crying?
yeah. She said yes.
That's
She was
great.
Emotional, yeah.
Wow. And you didn't, right after you said, would you marry me, something in your brain didn't say, oh, fuck, I'm way too young for this?
No, I felt
Okay.
like it was right. We kind of, it was funny because we kind of like mutually proposed to each other.
Oh.
So,
Did
like,
she have to tie
I did
her
it, and then
boots or something?
And then yeah, she tied her boots right after.
Is it
Ah.
like a weird religion type thing that you guys did it at the same time, or is it spiritual?
No, it's just kind of like it just felt right. And,
She's
like,
the
we
one.
she's the one.
Soulmates.
All right,
Yeah.
listen. You're allowed to get married to this fine woman, but you are not allowed to have children with her until after 32. Give
Thank you.
yourself 10 years.
I will.
Okay? Stop it. Everyone's moving too fast.
Can't guarantee that she's down with that, but knowing her like I do. But yeah, maybe you want to wait for yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe get your career off the ground a little
Oh,
bit.
definitely.
Do you like going to watch her sing?
Oh yeah, I've been to almost every concert that they've.
He comes and he
performed.
films too.
It doesn't get old going to those gigs?
No, it's cool seeing like the different crowds react to them. So like I like the different vibes that they get from
Yeah.
different audiences. So I love that, and going to new locations whenever they have like a new gig at like a new spot they haven't been to. Like I love it.
Does it bother you that she's the only woman in the band and she's with a bunch of weird old farts that play songs with you? Like, you're not threatened by that at all. You're not threatened by anything, are you?
Oh no, I mean they're all tied down, so I'm not. I'm not tripping.
And Max has come and see us. Max has seen the band too.
I've
Oh,
seen
for
the
real?
band,
yeah,
sure.
yeah, he's come.
Sure I
Yeah,
have.
he knows.
have we met at one of
No.
these?
No, you guys never met. No, I kept Max in the closet of the club.
Oh,
I always hide in the back. I don't like going
he
out.
hides in
I
the
don't want to
back.
come see gigs.
I
but,
don't bring him out.
But I come. I've gone. I've seen a lot of his bands.
He's one of the vampires. that come. No, I have to ask though. Besides trying to have sex with an imaginary alien and doing whatever they want you to do. Do you like the process, or are you thinking as you get older, you know what, I'm going to form my own production company, so I'm in charge, and I don't want to have to audition for these fuckers and wait for their approval and tell their jokes, and, is that where you're at now, or are you still in the audition game where you just have to be one of the many in this stupid town?
I'm both. I'm still. I have a manager who gets me on amazing auditions, and
That's good.
I go out for the auditions, but I'm starting up my own production company right now because like you said, I want to create my own opportunities and not have to wait. And
Right.
while I'm waiting, I can also create at the same time. So then, it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. Like I'll get those opportunities that my manager gets me, and I also get my own opportunities that are like now, like here and now. I
Right.
can create any role that I want
Right.
right now, and I can film it, and I can just put it up, on Vimeo or YouTube or
Right.
submit it to film festivals and stuff, and do whatever I want with it. So
I'm down with that, and it's, being your own boss is where it's at. It's just like, I had the idea to do this podcast with Max.
Yeah.
Because I can, and I don't need anyone's permission, and I can put it out there, and people like it or they don't. But it's a creative outlet, so you're also allowed on this show to promote whatever you want. So given what you just said, what are you working on now?
So right now, like I said, the next project I'm working on is my production company, and
What's your mission statement? What sets you apart? What's your vision?
okay, so my vision is we're a one-stop shop
Okay.
for entertainment.
Yes.
So we're going to cover voiceover, we'll cover commercials, we'll cover short films, feature films, we'll cover even radio ads too if we wanted to. And basically, like if you're, let's just say you're the next Starbucks that's up and coming, right? And let's say you want a singer to sing on, the commercial, and you also need actors. So we're gonna have like a list of or we'll have like a portfolio of like all of our singers that are going to be here that are going to be a part of the production company. I'm also going to start up a acting agency with it that's going to be attached to it. So it'll be mostly for commercials, but also for features too. And when you come to us, like you'll have everything. So you won't have to go to like a casting director to then go find you the actors. We have the actors here. So we'll have in-house casting directors. We have like the full production company. We can do, voiceover. We can do commercials. We can do features, shorts, like I said. And basically, I just want it to be like an easy one-stop shop for whatever company wants to come to us and like have everything they need for like their marketing and their ads. And I'm even going to have people who do marketing for companies too, especially social media marketing, because it's more up and coming, and a lot of ads now. Like I had a national Gatorade commercial that was on YouTube mostly.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was one of the leads in that, and it was on YouTube. And like a lot of commercials that I see nowadays are going online because these people, these social media stars that have like millions of followers and stuff. So like those are the types of people you want your ads to go to, especially,
right. So you want to do everything. What if they said, we're going to come to your production company and we have this film and we need 7 elephants in the scene? Would you get that? Are you going to provide everything?
If they can, fit it in their budget, we'll find it.
Wow. Okay.
Good answer.
Very good. So you want to be like one of the producers you see, like, a Bruckheimer or, there's a really great documentary.
He wants to be a mogul.
A mogul.
Yeah.
Do you want to be a mogul?
Yeah, I want to create an empire.
An empire.
An empire.
You're the next empire.
Yes.
Wow. All right.
I mean,
I'm glad you're on this little podcast now.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
That's very awesome.
I mean, like a lot of these, if you look at like any big actor nowadays, like, I just saw that, Brad Pitt, he's like doing executive producing now. And like a lot of the big actors, they'll buy a script and then they'll become the executive producer of it. And they'll star in it if they want, or they'll just be behind it.
Right.
And they'll put funding behind it. And like that's like the new thing to do now. It's like even these big stars, they're still waiting for the opportunity. And like now they're creating their own opportunities by buying scripts and by casting themselves and putting the whole project together themselves and starting production companies, because you should have multiple streams of income to keep your income flowing.
Right.
So,
but besides that, obviously, that's a lot of behind the scenes stuff. I mean, having your own company, being in charge. But then the other side of it is, you would love. What if you became a YouTube star? Would you like that? Do you want to be? I mean, I'm assuming you're a good-looking guy. The camera probably likes you when you see the playbacks. If you became famous as a famous person yourself, is that something you want to do?
Yeah, of course. I mean, one of my missions, and basically my whole life's mission, is to spread love around the world and help make this world a better place. And so through that, fame would definitely help that. And if it comes tomorrow, great. If it comes in 10 years, like I'm not in a rush to become famous. I just want to make a huge impact on the world. And
okay. So there's a spiritual element to this. It's about love and giving your energy to the world. It isn't about me. I want to be the next, Brad Pitt or whatever, and just be famous and make a lot of money.
Yeah, of course. Like one thing, like let's say, I get famous this year or next year or whatever. Like I'm still, like I volunteer at this animal shelter called the North Central Animal Shelter in Los Angeles. And I'm still going to go there and volunteer, my time and help animals get adopted. I've been volunteering for a few months now, and I love it there. Love working with animals, and I'd still, even if I'm famous, still go there, and it'd probably help them,
right?
To be honest, to get more animals adopted.
So you're a guy.
Can I just say something?
Absolutely.
First of all, I'm trying so hard to hate you, and I can't.
No.
And then he brings up the animals.
I know.
And it's like, oh my God, he didn't say he's going to help the children. Fuck the children.
Right.
He didn't say I'm going to help the old people. Fuck the old. He's talking about animals.
Right.
That goes right to my heart.
I understand.
Now I'm encouraging him to spread his love.
He should. And
with
by
his
the way,
dimples.
and in private on he has said to me, "Fuck the old people." He doesn't like old people.
Fuck humans. Just work with animals.
He isn't really a humanist, but he loves animals.
You know what you should do? You should go to the animal shelter and say, "I will gratis make you a video." And shoot the facility, and have someone host it, do a tour of the facility, and say I'll put it online. Just offer that.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Under your umbrella, using your people, just do a whole tour of the facility. Have it have a 3 minutes in and out, a beginning, a middle, and end. Introduce what it's about. Take us on a little tour, and at the end, here's how you can help and devote your time like I do.
Like a free PSA for the animal. That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Then you fall into PSA money, which I have actually, and I do a bunch of stupid shit, but I've gotten to a point where I was getting nonprofits, well, really just one, to hire me to make videos for them because they have it in their budget.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
And it's crazy that you go to a nonprofit and they don't have any online presence and they don't know how to depict themselves. And you say, I'm going to come in with this angle. And then next thing you know, you're making a video. I don't want to be around LA Marathon runners. But one of the things this nonprofit was doing was running in the LA Marathon to raise money for their nonprofit. So I went to the LA Marathon. I was there at the crack of dawn's ass. I was filming people all day long, filming them. You know, good times all around. All these people doing this great work, and it was very effective. So think about that.
There you go. You
Yeah.
could do PSAs for no-kill shelters and animal sanctuaries and all kinds of cool stuff.
Oh, and then you're tapping into that whole animal world. They're going to love you.
Right. Now, I'm going to actually springboard from this topic, and I'm going to switch gears. We're going to forget the acting. We're going to put the acting aside a little bit. I know that you are a devout vegan because
Yes.
of your love animal. I've even seen you wear a button that says, I'm a vegan and fuck you.
It says that?
It says that. I've seen it. Huge.
Jeez.
The button is like 8 inches in diameter. He's like, one of those rap guys. Who's the guy with the clock?
Flavor.
He's
Flav.
He's the Flavor of veganism.
I love Flavor.
I'm a fucking vegan, and don't you even
Fight the power.
That's right.
Fight the power to be.
Yeah.
Oh,
Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. Them motherfuckers are racist. Fuck him and John Wayne. Sorry.
Woo! That was some hot fire right there.
Max will get hot. Trust me. Whether it's booties or animals, that's.
I mean,
maybe that's the next show. Booties and animals.
Booties and animals.
You are a vegan, obviously, because you don't obviously want to support the killing of animals.
Yes.
I'm assuming. Is that
Yeah.
is that the major reason, or maybe you just don't like the way beef tastes, or, I know you're devout and you're passionate and you wear the buttons and I've seen it. Why? And how long has it been?
So it's been since January 2017 that I officially went vegan. And
Just this year?
Just this year.
Oh, were you a meat eater before?
I was.
You were up until January of this year. You ate In-N-Out Burger or whatever.
Yes.
Wow. Why the switch?
So Adriana, my fiance,
I know her.
you know her, yeah, you do, and you've seen her on stage before.
oh, yes.
And one day she was like, "Hey, let's watch a documentary." And I
Oh,
was like,
no.
Oh, not
So
the documentary.
we watched this documentary called Cowspiracy. And,
Why would you do that to yourself?
Cowspiracy.
and so it talks.
It's not about the free range cows, believe me.
Definitely not. And they talk about all the about the cow industry and like how they're treated and stuff. And
Ugh.
and basically one of the thing that really made me go vegan was the fact that in it they talk about how the cows that are not grass fed, they're fed mostly like corn and like oats and stuff like that, and it's like enough food to feed every starving human in the world
That were given to these cows.
Yeah.
that we're just giving to cows to
Right.
then feed back to
Us,
first
to kill
world
them,
countries.
and so we can eat them.
Yeah. And so when I heard that, I was like, man, not only am I killing an animal, but I'm also potentially killing a human,
Right.
because they could eat that food, and there's so many starving people in the world. So after I heard that, I was like, nah, I can't eat a burger again. And so after that, I was like, I went vegan, but I didn't go like full on vegan on day one. I was like, you know what? I want to set myself up for success. And so I ended up just like gradually going vegan. So I just cut out, a little bit of meat here, a little bit of dairy here. And then eventually like 3 months later, around like March this year, I ended up like going fully vegan.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
but there was a little bit of guilt involved. You saw the documentary. You kind of felt guilty.
Yeah.
Besides loving animals, though, there was a guilt layer that you went, ugh, I don't really want to be involved in that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my part to like not be involved in feeding all the food that should go to humans just to feed this beautiful animal that we're going to kill.
Yes.
I also know, and I've known vegans in the past where, this is my opinion, the body needs protein. I think we're kind of designed for animal protein. So when you get rid of that, a lot of vegans need to really supplement because they get sick a lot because their body's like, I want that animal protein. You're not giving me all my nutrients. Amino acids. Did you find a physical weakness after you cut the meat out?
No, honestly, I felt even better.
Better.
Yeah.
More energy.
Because I was having...
You're ready to fuck every alien that came over.
Yes. Any alien that came in front of me, I was about to fuck it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do this.
And those aliens, they'll scoop out the cows.
They will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
They will-
yeah.
Yeah.
They'll come down on a farm and
They don't discriminate.
No,
do
they
all
don't.
kinds of things.
Absolutely.
You find a bunch of cows' colons are removed.
Right.
and they just got a big gaping hole there, and that's the aliens.
Cowspiracy 2 is about the cows at...
You guys didn't make out during
Roswell.
that documentary, I take it.
No.
And did Adriana
Pretty
also go
focused.
vegan after that, or was she already?
She had been vegan like for about 2 years.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's her way of saying, hey, honey, why don't we watch this documentary? Freak him out.
Right.
And now she's got him right where she wants him.
in the palm of her hand.
And it's only going to get worse, my friend.
That's right. And what you're really saying is after the documentary, she made you want to marry her, is what you're
Property of Adriana.
So
Chink, chink, stamped across your
saying. So
ass.
she just manipulated the fuck out
She
of you.
did. He didn't know.
Nice and sweet,
Well,
and on the outside,
There's
she's a
80 million movies to
fucking
watch.
manipulator
Let's
on
watch
it. Is that what you're
Cowspiracy.
saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Cut
Does she
to
have your
vegan.
balls in a jar somewhere?
I was looking for them the other day.
Yeah,
I was trying to
she
find
probably
them, but-
does. Yeah.
It's a good thing. Surrender to that, man. Just let the woman own
Yeah?
you, run you.
Yeah.
It's just so much.
That's
No,
the way
she's
to
really
go?
great. She is, but she does
Who's
own
saying
you.
she's not great?
No, but she's great, and I guess given what Josh is saying, she will cut your balls off. Well, I know you're not someone to push your ideas on people, and I know I've seen the buttons, and the buttons speak for themselves. You know,
Did the buttons come after the movie?
Yes,
Okay.
they did.
yeah. But you don't push yourself on people. I mean,
Oh,
if
no.
you're in a group of people they're
And
going
someone's
for
eating a
dinner,
pastrami
yeah, and
sandwich.
someone goes for a pastrami sandwich in a group, you're fine, right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You're not going to get up and leave the table.
Yeah, I mean, most of my family is not. Everyone in my family actually is non-vegan, and the thing is like I never tell people, oh, like there's those vegan activists that they go out and they're like, you have to be vegan, you have to be vegan. And they'll go to like non-vegan, restaurants or businesses, and like they'll just sometimes some like the extremists like they'll try to destroy them and stuff like that. But I'm not about that. I'm trying to spread love and stuff, and
Right.
it's basically I try to by wearing those buttons. Basically, it starts a conversation, and then people will ask me about it, and I love when people ask, and that's why I wear them. And so, like I'll never push on people. If they do ask, I'll say, you know what? Why don't you instead of take away from what you're eating already? Why don't you add one vegan meal a day, or like have like a green juice a day? Have some kale, some celery, green apple. Like you can go anywhere in LA pretty much and get a green juice and just add.
So
that.
your education extended beyond Cowspiracy.
Yes,
Cool.
I am.
And so, obviously, people come up to you because you wear these buttons, I'm a vegan, and ask me how kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you give them your little spiel. Other than that, you're not judging people. You don't really want to say, okay, I'm only going to be friends with vegans. And you don't have a little vegan bubble that you exist in. You'll let people be people. Everyone can do it. Like if you and I went out and I had a triple cheeseburger, that's fine.
Yeah.
He would judge you secretly. Absolutely.
Would you judge me secretly?
I mean, I've been in your shoes, so
Yeah.
I know what it's like eating a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not gonna, because I that'd be me stereotyping you or being hypocritical because I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't judge people knowing what they're doing is something that I used to do. So
Right.
I'm open, to and honestly, if being vegan, if vegans are mean to people and like and if they're just going all out and just yelling at people and stuff, it doesn't get anywhere. No results happen with that. It's only
Right.
when you are open to people and
Right. And
you
respect
lead
them.
by example. You got to lead by example, and that's
Right.
what I do. Instead of just
Good.
like talking, I lead by example. I show like the different benefits of it, and I show how like I'm helping so many animals and stuff like that, and how it's helping the world too. And so I just lead by example. I don't try to force anything on anyone in any religious belief or any whatever you believe in eating belief. I never force anything on you.
What about the animals that aren't getting eaten now? What are we going to do with them?
What do you mean?
Like you got 80 cows, and all of a sudden everyone goes vegan. Now you got 80 cows wandering the landscape, not serving what they're told is their purpose by their company or whatever. So what do? What else can we do for them?
I mean, I feel like at that point, if everyone were to just go vegan, I would say there'd be like huge like farm sanctuaries for them.
Yeah. Farm sanctuaries.
Yeah.
What about chickens? There's a lot of chickens running around, and then now we're not eating chickens. What are they going to do?
Same thing.
Pets?
I mean, years ago before long like hundreds and years ago, I mean, they were just like free roam chickens and stuff and all types of stuff. I mean, there's a lot now.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I would say there's probably more chickens and cows today than there probably was back in like Caesar's time or whatever.
Right.
But they're bred to be eaten. So let's just pretend no human being is eating them.
Yeah.
Then that breeding would go away. And it would just be the nature would just breed them.
Yeah.
And
Right.
keep the population under control. They wouldn't be force bred for human consumption.
I wouldn't mind
right?
walking down the street and there's just a cow wandering around and a chicken wandering around. I'm just going to
Well,
be
then you
nervous
should-
that they're not getting
Then
nutrients.
move to India. You see that every
Right.
day.
Yeah.
Right.
You know. But is any of this coming up in your acting? I mean, if you go and they say, you know what, you're playing an absolute carnivore. I mean, I guess they could have fake meat, but what if they didn't? What if they said, no,
They
no.
can't make him eat meat.
They can't?
No.
And would you say no to a part where they said you have to eat meat? I'm assuming you would.
So for commercials, I won't now. I told myself I won't do any dairy, leather, or any meat commercials like McDonald's and all those companies. I won't do. Anymore.
You won't even do it.
Wow.
They say, Josh, you know, we really like you. We're going to give you $100,000 for this next spot. You'd say no.
I'd say no.
Wow, you're a man of conviction.
Yeah.
Wow.
And the reason why is
I
because
respect that.
because I'm not a commercial actor. I'm a theatrical actor.
Well, but you
know,
want to
like-
make money also.
Yeah, I do. But there's even, I mean, think about it. There's like Best Buy that's out there. There's Target.
Right.
There's all types of big companies that are still out there. And plus, I'm trying to create my own empire and help smaller businesses get up and coming too. You know, I feel like today it's the day of like the entrepreneur. So,
So
there's
you want to
many-
give. It's not just about you. You want to say, even if you do get successful, you're going to pay it forward for somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Look at you.
You're kind of an idealist.
Wow,
And I don't
that's
say
great.
that condescendingly. It's
Yeah.
kind of refreshing.
It's great.
Like, I don't think I could ever have any ideals anymore.
Well, we're too cynical. We're
Oh, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
But it's so nice to have glimmers of hope, especially in young people.
He is kind of a glimmer of hope.
He is.
It's why I like the dude.
He is.
And he's very intelligent and articulate.
He is. You
He
can
is.
tell he's not full of shit. You
No.
know, he's standing by his word.
He is.
And it's those kind of guys that are going to make things happen.
What are you writing these days? You're a writer, right? I mean, you have a vision. You do videos. I actually saw there's a brand new, we can even say it. He did a music video of a song by Kaleo.
Yes.
Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's on YouTube. You can find it. It's Josh Smith. And what is the song?
So it's called Way Down We Go.
Way Down We Go.
Yeah.
Go check it out. And
Why can't he make our hamper video?
he can? We never asked him.
Well,
We never
something
really
to think about.
Something to think
Yeah.
about. All right.
We have a song that I wrote that they wrote the music to, and I've been trying to make a video, but I would have to do it myself, and
Yeah.
it's just I just haven't done it yet.
It's something we can talk about.
But it's something that could definitely go very viral. I've had viral videos before, so
Right. But I want to know.
my audience would go for it.
It's true. It's true. This could be a post-podcast conversation.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely. What are you writing these days, and are you happy with that music video? By the way,
Yeah.
I saw it. I really liked it.
I loved it. I loved the results that I got from it and the feedback that I got from it. And you know, they have an official music video for that music video. And for me, I ended up just doing like a fan made one. And I don't know. I love how music videos just show with music and with acting. Do you want some of that?
You know what? Max is pouring wine, and I'm kind of far away. I need
Oh,
some wine.
sorry.
That's okay. I was
can
trying to
have the
motion you. You didn't see me.
You can have the rest. The guy's talking about his music video, and you're worried about your wine. Of course.
Man, that's some good wine.
It's very good wine. Did the band get word of what you did?
If they did, I don't know about it yet, but that'd be awesome if they did. I actually saw them in concert a few weeks later. Actually, yeah, a few days ago I saw them.
How were they?
Amazing.
Really?
Yeah, it's cool because like the lead singer, he's different from other lead singers of bands. Like he puts all of his emotions into his voice. Like when he's singing, you see all that when he's singing, but like he doesn't really move on stage. He just kind of stands in place, plays his guitar.
But you get the
with his
vibe,
band.
though. He doesn't even have to move because what he's giving out is so real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you take that, if you see a lead singer, because a lot of lead singers are actually actors. And as a matter of fact, even Frank Sinatra said, every time he sings, he plays a character. And if he can't find the character in the song, he can't sing the song. So given what you just said, as an actor, do you try to do the same thing?
With different roles?
Yeah. I mean, do you try to feel like less is more and you're just trying to give a vibe to, I mean, this is where I'm not an actor, so I don't know. When you're acting,
Yeah.
you know, if you go over the top and you're too much, I'm assuming that would be too much. I mean, I don't, is part of what that singer is doing, does that translate into being an actor?
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see that. You know, in different songs, artists will, especially like if you look at someone like Lady Gaga, she always has been putting on different characters with her songs and stuff like that. And you know, as an actor, I guess for me, like when I'm going into a script, like I'd really try to just put myself into, like I'll close my eyes and I'll just visualize like how that character is, and I'll try to incorporate a little bit of me in the character, not too much, but a little bit of me in that character, and try to make that character as different as possible from the last character that I just played.
Play yourself is really the way to go. It's what Jack Nicholson told his buddy Harry Dean Stanton to do. Have you ever heard of Harry Dean Stanton?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so. But play yourself. Bring yourself to any role.
Yeah.
And then the other half is channeling. Like once you lock into the words and you start to live it, it's like this otherworldly thing takes over you and you're like possessed.
Yeah.
But you brought yourself to the guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Very important.
Do you do that, Max, in your roles?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Oh, it took me a long time to learn that, but especially with like the past. It's so funny, like these past, VO roles that have been pretty big. They all have me in them, and if they don't, they suddenly become me, like in the writing. You know what I
no
mean?
kidding.
Like depending on which season we're on. If first season they look at what I've done, and then they use that, the writers, to bring that more out in the next season or whatever.
I see. And do you find in your journey, the more that you are acting, the more you're just being yourself?
I'm not acting anymore. I'm just being myself.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I never knew
Acting's
that.
gone. No more acting.
Oh.
It's just living it.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I know you're younger, but are you finding that in your journey kind of the same thing? The more you're yourself, the more actually directors and the people that are making the decisions actually like what you're doing. You're acting less.
Yeah, I feel like that sometimes. Like when I go into auditions, it's when the more I am myself and the less I try to be, like the perfect character that they're thinking of. It'll help because like it just loosens me up more, and it helps.
What do you
me.
go out for? Like, is there an ethnic type you go out for?
Mostly like an African American jock and an African American boyfriend.
Are you African American?
Yes.
Okay, I'm very jealous of that for many reasons.
Do you want to be a black dude?
Well, I don't know what the most politically correct, least offensive, easiest way to say that. I worship black women, and I never had one in my life, and I wondered what it was like to be one. But he's African American, so he's probably been with black chicks a lot. Have you been with any white chicks?
Oh yeah.
Chinese chicks? Japanese chicks?
No. I've been with Asian. I just can't remember.
You can't remember
what ethnicity.
You have no clue
now
how
that I think about it, I think it's a good idea that he's getting engaged at 22 because he's probably been around the block a little bit.
Max wants to be you right now, basically.
Yeah.
He so wanted to be you when he was younger.
Yeah.
Well, we're not him.
No, but
But
this is good for him though to have.
It's great.
An ethnic corner because
He is who he is.
diversity is what's happening, man. That's what's going on.
Yeah, but he's just a man. I mean, it's not like he's a black man. He's a
I
man.
know all that shit, but I'm saying it's good for him as an actor because right now it's happening where
Look, if
shows want to cast more diversity.
well, then I hope you get a million roles.
So I
That's
think you
great.
should absolutely rock it.
Yeah.
He is. He's trying to.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that I'm trying to do is it's always been one of my acting goals is to eventually go down to South America, maybe Colombia or something, and like do like a whole show or a whole movie in Spanish.
That'd be so great.
And
Do you watch El Chapo on Netflix?
Yeah.
And Narcos?
Yes.
Yeah, you could play a DEA agent. I totally see it.
Hablar español?
See?
Sí. Oh, muy
Sí,
bien.
señor.
Oh.
I mean, this kid's going to be fine.
Wow. I know he will.
And it's really funny. I have a Persian actor friend who just wrote a thing on Facebook where a casting director friend of his was in a bathroom at Dodger Stadium, and a white actor comes in, and the casting director says, "Hey, how you doing?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm okay. It's a tough time for white actors." And there was a silence, and she goes like, "What?" Or he goes, the casting director, "Yeah, anyway, it's a tough time for white actors." Like white actors who are reacting that way are actually bitching about the fact that they're losing roles.
Right.
Whitey's out, man.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, should we? Are we starting a movement that says white lives matter, basically?
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think of all this going on? You're a smart guy. What the hell with this Donald Trump and all this nonsense? Well, what do you think of all this?
Like politics, or just
Yeah.
like in politics in the
The
acting
state
world?
of the world. Forget the acting world. I want to know what you think about the state of the world for us in the U.S. Have you ever been more ashamed in your life to be stuck with this nightmare? I don't know. He may like him. He may throw you a curveball. He may like Trump.
He doesn't know what to say.
Yeah, about that. I think he's definitely. I think he's more of an actor than he is a president, to be honest.
He's putting on a show.
He definitely, wherever he goes, he puts on a show, whether it's in front of the press, whether he's at a rally. I've never seen a president go to so many rallies after they became president.
Right.
And
To
he
kind
does
of
it so often.
prove that he's still president.
And he
right?
wants to plant the seed for 2020.
Right.
Yeah, it's like he's campaigning already for 2020.
He is.
It's weird.
Yeah. And he'll
Like-
just say whatever comes into his mind, I think.
Does he grab you? Do you
Given
do
the
you like,
audience
do you like
he's in
the
front
guy,
of.
or are you
You know, at first, like in the election, I thought it was hilarious.
right?
I think everyone thought it was really funny. Like, oh yeah, this guy, he's not going to become president. And then when he became president, it was like, oh shit,
Right.
he became president.
We have a fucking reality show as the
Yeah.
president.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, I'm not a fan of him.
Right.
But,
But that hope and love, you think that things are going to turn around? Because like it really does feel like we're stuck in a nightmare.
it
Well,
does.
we are, but it's not forever. This is why term limits is actually really good. We can vote in 3.5 years. I know it seems like a long time,
Yeah.
but it'll happen really quick, and hopefully the fucker's out.
Did you like Obama?
Oh, I loved him.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
charismatic. He was very good with his words, and
But
I mean, I didn't get too much into politics with him, but I just felt like he did the best job he can. Like,
Right.
Right.
Compared to Trump, like it's a complete difference. It's like
Right.
two ends of the spectrum.
I like to know what the young people are thinking. That's
right.
all.
Well,
Yeah.
there you go.
I'm more like, yo, if Bernie had, I mean,
You're a Bernie guy.
I'm a Bernie guy, but because he dropped out, I ended up I didn't.
I think what turns so many people off about Bernie is that he's always shouting, and even when he's on the Senate floor, he's shouting, and it's just kind of a turnoff. I think a lot of people were like, "This crazy old man will not stop shouting at us,"
Right.
And I think that cut off his awesome message a little bit.
But I wonder why he dropped out. He was doing so good.
You know, I think that the numbers weren't there, and I think at that time, I think no one even could fathom Donald Trump winning, and Hillary had bigger numbers. I think he did what was right for the party, you know, and so I don't think he wanted to pull votes away from Hillary. But I think I was watching Bill Maher, and he said that like 17 or 18% of all the Bernie voters voted for Trump. It's crazy.
Wow.
So even though he pulled out, not all Bernie voters voted for Hillary.
A lot of people were
That's
crazy
crazy.
about Mrs. Clinton.
No. So we got to have a better
Considered her a
election
grifter,
cycle.
a
So, you
thief.
know, you're young. Maybe 10 years from now, maybe you run.
Yeah.
On a vegan.
Yeah, that's
a
what I think.
Vegan platform, spreading love, like Regan
Yeah.
Star. Peace and love, peace
You don't
and love.
seem like a guy who ever raises his voice and fights.
No.
You don't have screaming matches with your girl, do you?
No, I
No,
don't.
Throwing plates and glasses?
He's a chill, cool dude.
How are you so chill? You got your weed card?
Yeah, no. I don't.
You don't come home,
No, I don't
maybe
really
Adriana
smoke.
comes home from rehearsal and you
Yeah.
come home from audition, you're like, fuck woman, make me dinner.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen from you?
No, that never happens.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I've read over these past 2 years. I came out to LA 2 years ago, and I told myself when I moved here, it's actually a crazy story. How I
From
moved
Boston,
here.
right?
From Boston.
Yeah.
I'll just tell you guys a story. So
That's why you're here.
yeah, that's why I'm here. And so 2 years ago, it was October 2015. I came out here for a week. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a vacation out there, you know, take a week out in LA and just see what it's like and meet with some agents. So I had some agents meetings and I went to this one agent meeting and I was in the hallway and this guy bumps into me. And at the end of my meeting, after I came back out, we saw each other again. And he was like, hey, are you an actor? And I said, yeah, I am. And at the time, I didn't have much acting experience at all. Like I had maybe 2 things on my resume. And so I could hand him my headshot and resume. And he's looking at it. He's like, oh, cool. Yeah, nice. And so he's like, oh, so, you know, tell me about yourself. You know, like, where are you from? And I was like, well, I normally tell people Boston. But I'm from this small town that's right next to Salem, Massachusetts, where the Salem witch trials happened.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I'm from a small town called Peabody. He's like, oh, you're from Peabody? I said, yeah. He's like, I'm from Peabody.
What?
And he was like, yeah, I'm from
And this
Peabody.
is all happening in the hallway.
In the hallway.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, shit. Like, this guy's from Peabody, too? And so he was like, yo, man, you got to come back to my office. We got to chat. We got to sit down and have a conversation. He gives me his card. He gives me his personal cell phone number. We end up, a few days later, I go to his office. You walk into his office, and on the right side, you walk in, and on the wall, there's just, like, this huge bookcase, and it's full of all movie scripts and, like, TV scripts of all of his actors that he's represented. And then he has like all these pictures with all these like celebrities he's like represented and stuff, and like who he knows and this and that. And so I walked into his office where that's like the little foyer, and then like you walk into the little office that he has, and it's just more pictures of celebrities and stuff. And one of the celebrities that he represents is Grant Gustin, who plays the Flash on the TV. And it was really cool being in there and like knowing like that someone from Peabody, not just me, like is out in LA and making it. And he was like, listen, man, I can't really do much with your resume, but I can. What I'll do is, because you're from Peabody and I'm from Peabody, I gotta help you out. He's like, if you're serious about acting, I'm gonna help you out.
And the fact that he didn't turn out to be a shady fuck, I thought you were gonna say there were porn on the bookcase.
No.
He was a real.
He's a real guy. He's so cool. Like, he's all about, like, he treats all of his actors like family.
Yeah.
Like we all feel like we're family to him, because whenever someone.
This is your manager now or agent?
This is my manager.
Okay.
So he's your manager today. This guy.
That worked
This
out.
I've had him
chance
for 2
meeting.
years.
You just come, and because you've got great karma, you meet a guy in a hallway that's from your hometown.
That's great.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen, dude.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And whenever like one of us, booked something big, like a few weeks ago, one of his other actors, she ended up booking what's that play? Oh, Hamilton.
Yeah.
Hamilton in New York on Broadway.
No way.
And so he called all of his actors and said, hey, let's all go out and celebrate her. Joanna just like booked Hamilton on Broadway.
that's
So we
cool.
all went
Wow.
out, and we
That's
always
great.
celebrate when someone, like, he always will send out like a blast email to all of us and say, hey, so-and-so just booked this big role, and let's all support them. And so
Wow.
we always go out to support them.
So there's no jealousy. There's not like, oh, fuck you for getting a great gig.
Does
You're
he
all-
represent
you're all
all
supportive.
beautiful young people?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kicker.
Sorry, Max.
He doesn't. He doesn't represent old fat white guys.
No. I don't think he's not an old fat white guy kind of guy. Yeah, I don't think
You
you're
got
going
to
to
be
be.
from Piccadilly.
You got to be
Yeah.
from Peabody.
Have you ever been
whatever.
to Salem?
Yeah. I live right next to
Do you like horror films?
Yeah.
Because see, I'm a horror film junkie, and I've made horror movies. So I mean, I see an axe going through you. I mean, I know that's a terrible thing to say, but would you be in a horror film?
Oh, yeah. You know what? My first.
Do you see an axe going through him right now?
No.
Are you fantasizing?
I'm trying, but then I felt bad because I like him.
Oh.
The first movie I was ever in was a horror film, and I was the first guy to die.
I want to see it. What is it?
It's called Ding Dong Ditch. It's on YouTube.
Is it on iTunes?
No, it's just on YouTube, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Dong-
Ding
yes.
Dong. I'm gonna look that up later.
That's fantastic.
I'm gonna go watch you die later.
Who didn't do Ding Dong Ditch when they were
Oh,
a kid?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
totally did.
Is that what happened? You ding dong ditch, and then you got snagged and killed.
Yeah, of course. I go running after like the white girl that got taken inside the house.
Oh, you're going after the white girl now.
Yeah. That's
what
Oh,
happens.
I like it. I love
I'm
it.
just like, oh, well, where did the white girl go? And then I run in after her, and sure enough, I ended up getting like punched in the throat.
Oh
Like so hard that like I start bleeding out of my mouth for whatever reason, and then
Yeah.
I just end up like slowly dying to death.
Do you consider yourself a guy, an actor that does a really good death scene? Are you good at death?
I've only done 2 death scenes
Okay.
so far, so
Are you happy with the outcome, or do you feel like you have to do death better?
I feel like I can always improve.
Okay, you can
Yeah.
improve on death.
I
All
can
right.
improve on death.
Something to do.
Yeah.
All right.
So did you go to Salem when you were out there? Did you go to like the museum out there for the Salem witch trial?
Surprisingly, I've lived in Peabody all my life, and I haven't been to that museum yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've been in Salem so many times.
Have you seen the Blair Witch Project?
The original?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Why? Which other one have you seen? Don't tell me the remake.
No, I haven't seen
Blair
that
Witch.
either.
Okay, good. Rent the Blair Witch Project. It's
heard it's good.
Halloween around the corner. It's groundbreaking found footage. It's what spawned this found footage. You can make a found footage horror film too. It can be very, very cheap.
Really?
Hey, I'm just saying.
I mean, look at
Think of the genres that are
Paranormal
lucrative.
Activities.
What's that?
I said, look at Paranormal Activities.
Absolutely.
They made a lot.
It's a franchise.
Yeah.
That's right.
Create a franchise.
You could.
Put me in it.
Would you like to do that? Would you like to create a franchise?
Yeah.
You know, maybe a franchise of like really old fat white guys. You know, Max the old fat white guy part 1.
There's a market out there for that.
Yeah, I think there is.
What about I play a one of these neo-Nazi fucks, okay?
Yeah.
And I have no more friends anymore. And you move in next door and we start this friendship. Two misfits find each other in a world of shit. And you teach me how to love my fellow man, no matter their skin. And you teach me all kinds of wonderful things about your world. And you change me with love. And you even make me a vegan. And next thing you know, it cuts to us going to the tattoo removal place. And they're taking away my swastika.
Wow.
Hey, that
And the
sounds
title
amazing.
of it is called "This Will Never Happen."
Why? I think it's a beautiful
Oh,
idea.
okay. All
Guys,
right.
we got gold right
Maybe
here.
I'm too
This
cynical.
is gold.
All right, there you go. And it'll be on the Hallmark Channel in a year.
Yes.
Yeah, like at first, I'm out there raking the leaves and I'm giving you the stink eye because you just moved in and you're so nice and cool. You're you.
Yeah.
And then slowly but surely, you come over and offer, I don't know, pecan pie or something. I don't know.
And you say, "Get the fuck out of here!"
Yeah.
You
And then
give them
you're like-
nothing but attitude.
and
Get
then-
the fuck outta
and
here.
you never raise your voice. You're like, why you like that? Why you like that? And I couldn't help but notice you're making a beef brisket. You really shouldn't be eating that stuff. You got to see this movie Cowspiracy. And then it's the two of us sitting on the couch watching Cowspiracy.
Wow.
And I'm starting to like fight it, but I'm starting to see the truth.
Wow, that's amazing. I don't think I'd watch that.
Why?
I don't know.
I disagree.
All
Don't
right.
listen to him.
Okay, you guys make it.
It's a
and
good
let-
movie.
You guys let me know when it's done.
I will.
Okay.
Are you guys having amazing sex all the time? You
All
and
the
Adrian?
time.
Oh,
All the
God.
time.
God.
Yeah.
You realize right now Max will not stop thinking about that now. He's going to go home
That's
thinking about
I'm
that.
gonna basically be sitting on the 405 for 2 hours with a sad boner. Sorry, Adriana, she's
Yeah.
not gonna listen.
No, she's not going to hear this.
She's not gonna. She didn't.
By the way, that's one of the names of my next band. It's called Sad Boner.
What is the single you guys just put out?
All right,
Hypnotized.
we put out a single called Hypnotized.
Hypnotize. Now, don't you think? And he's such a dick about it, but don't you think it should start out with the sound of the ocean and waves crashing, and then go into the song, and then at the end it goes out to waves crashing? Don't you think that would like really enhance the song?
I mean, I could definitely see that.
Thank you.
He actually proposed that to me for me to bring it to the
And
band.
he scoffed
and
like such.
I-
It was,
I was-
the most dismissive.
I couldn't ever see. I can't see anybody in the band going, "Yeah, Lorenzo, that's a fucking great idea."
Listen, I want you to do me a favor, Josh.
Yeah.
When you hear that song again, you listen to old Max. I want you to think of ocean sounds, the waves crashing. As we go into the song, she's singing about tequila by the beach and all that, and then it goes out to the waves. You'll see. You'll be transported.
Maybe in the next single. Maybe in the next one. I do have to ask though, regarding writing and future ideas. What are you writing these days? I know you're a writer also.
Yeah.
What inspires you? Do you just kind of like roam Los Angeles looking for an idea?
You know, it's funny. Like, I love getting ideas from like being in public and just watch, especially homeless people.
Yeah.
Homeless people are so creative.
You get ideas from homeless people.
They are creative.
There's
Really?
some of them that are just so like out there that you're like, wow, like no one else has that character. No one. Like that's so unique.
That's a great point.
You know,
So
and,
you
like,
get ideas of characters from homeless people.
yeah. Sometimes I will get.
That's
them from-
really
I can
interesting.
relate to that. Do you go
Yeah.
up and talk to them?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Really
Sometimes.
cool. I mean, they're not all crazy. They're just homeless, but they're people.
Yeah.
And they have creativity and thoughts, and they're human beings.
Yeah, and especially like their body language too. Sometimes like they'll be flailing their arms in the air, and you're just like, yo, I could use that for my next script. you know?
Yes. Good. So you're studying the human condition.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
another part of it.
because that's a huge part of acting. You have to really study like how, especially if you're playing someone like Daniel Day-Lewis. Like my friend was just telling me the other day that whenever he does a character, he takes 2 years off to play that, like to
Yeah.
be that character. Like he,
Wow,
one
2
time-
years.
Learn everything you can.
yeah,
Read everything.
yeah.
Inhabit.
Like he played, when he played Abe Lincoln, like
Right.
he lived in the woods for 2 years.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Wow,
and
that's amazing. Well, he did an amazing job too.
Have you
Oh, yeah.
seen The Shining? Starring
yes,
Jack Nicholson?
yeah, I have.
Do you remember that scene where he's about to go into the gold room and he's walking down the hall and he's and he's like flailing his arms, just like you said.
Yeah.
That was him studying crazy homeless people on the street.
Really?
He was just emulating this one guy's walk.
Wow.
Yeah.
I never.
They're an indispensable source of
I am going to
material.
look at them so differently now.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
There's
fantastic.
so, and I'm sure like you can get inspiration like for writing songs just watching them, talk about whatever they talk about. I mean, like they talk about everything. They'll be talking
Right.
to themselves
Yeah.
like, who are you talking to?
Right.
And like they'll be in like a really deep conversation with no one, and you're just like, wow, like that's
And you can score that.
That's interesting. Wow, maybe I will.
Yeah.
That's great.
Start hanging out with
Are
more
you
homeless.
you in the midst of writing something right now? Are you writing?
I've
How
been-
many times are you going to ask him
Well,
if he's writing? He's not writing anything.
Yeah, at the moment I'm not writing anything specific.
Okay.
So
I've
what are you
been-
writing? Are you a writer? What are you writing? The eighth time you're
Well,
asking
he didn't
this.
say anything.
Because he's
My bad.
not writing anything.
All right.
He's too busy building empires.
Yeah, I mean, I like a few years ago, I was writing some scripts and stuff, but then like whenever something picks up more, I end up putting more time into that. So right now, like directing has been like my recent passion. And
You're
so,
in directing mode right now.
Yeah, right
Okay,
now I just
that's
want to
great.
direct more and more things, especially like my next project. I guess my next project that I'll write, because like I also write do DP work too, so director of photography, and like I'll write like the shot list and stuff for whatever film I'm working on or whatever. Like for the I just did a short film. I acted in it, and I was the DP, and I was also the director. And so I ended up writing the shot list. I wrote out like all like the different things that I want to see happen in it. And I didn't write the script, like someone else wrote the script, but I basically directed the whole thing, acted in it. And now my next project is going to be, I want to do a commercial, and I want to write the commercial. And I want to do it for, I'd love to do it for the Springs Cafe, because I go there all the time, and it's this big warehouse in downtown LA in the Arts District. And they basically just turned it into like there's a yoga studio in there. There's, they have like apparel in the back that they sell. There's this cool van that you can get like apparel out of that they put in there. And they have like a bar there, and they have like nice couches and tables and stuff. And it's a really cool vibe in there. So I would love to pitch to them a commercial and do one for them.
Can you drink and watch chicks do yoga at the same time at this place?
No, because it's in a separate room.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn it.
I know, that'd be...
Don't you love yoga pants?
Yoga pants are an amazing invention.
Do you like undies on a woman? You like a thong or brief?
Yeah, I would say I'm a thong kind of guy. Yeah.
I'm kind of with him.
Yeah. G-strings or thong?
I'd say G-string. Yeah.
Okay.
Max, you? Do you have any
Yeah, Max,
preference?
yeah,
if
what's
you
your
just see
preference?
any buck cheek in anything,
Any.
do you
I
care?
like
Do you like
briefs.
granny
Are you-
panties?
Yeah, I like briefs, not granny panties so
Really?
much.
You like
Not
the-
like hip huggers.
No?
But no, I like when the elastic goes up like one cheek, and then one cheek's covered with like a satin white panty. I love that. That's very hot. Thongs are okay. They're a little young for me.
Thongs are young.
Yeah, a little bit.
You see a nice butt in a thong, you're going to look the other way.
No. I'm looking. I thought we were talking on or off the woman.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, we'll come to you about our video hamper.
Yeah.
There might be a lot of thongs in that video,
Yeah.
actually. I think there's
Ooh,
going to be, not
great.
necessarily on women, there just might be a lot of thongs.
I like this kid.
He's great.
I still can't find anything wrong with him.
There's nothing wrong with this guy. I wouldn't have invited him into our little bubble if there was something
We
wrong
even
with
have
him.
matching little socks.
We
Look at
actually,
that.
oh my God, you actually do. Wow, that's kind of a bromance happening.
Have you heard the song Bromance?
No.
There's a bromance song that's out there.
And who sings it?
Some YouTuber.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
These kids in their YouTube.
Do you have your own YouTube channel?
I do.
What's it called?
Inspire the Many.
Inspire the Many. Is that also a podcast?
Yes, it is.
Really? Tell us
Yeah.
about, you're also, besides the big Josh Smith bubble, another little layer of the bubble is you have a podcast.
I do.
And
I'm trying to revamp it now because I took a break for a while because acting was picking way up. And so basically the podcast it's an inspirational podcast where I just basically, whatever I feel is on my heart to say, I'll just say it. And like a lot of it is just like inspirational quotes that I find, and just also just advice that I give people that from my own life experiences. I guess an example would be, just like whatever situation I'm in, I always look at the positive side of it. Like, and there's some people.
Who is this guy?
There's some people who, they'll say like, oh, well, you're like, it's not realistic to think positive. But the thing is like, let's say, I don't know, your bank account gets down to zero, right? What happens is you have two options. You can either look at that as like, you're like, oh, damn, my life fucking sucks,
Right.
or you can choose to think that you can look at the glass half full or half empty. And I always choose to look at the glass half full. Now, I always realize and I know that, there's bad things that happen in the world. I'm vegan. I know that there's people that kill animals and eat them. I know that there's people that die in the world. I know that there's terrorism. I know that there's suicide. I know all these things. But I just choose to look at the bright side of every situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so I try to, spread things like that in the podcast where I'll just talk about how, like you can do it. You don't give up on your dreams. Like I've even out here in these past 2 years, like I've had moments where I wanted to give up and where I was like, you know what, man, this sucks. But then it's weird. Every time I've tried to give up in the past, something really positive has happened afterwards and something big and great. I mean, I know that doesn't happen for everyone, but it's just basically my whole podcast is about just not giving up. Like you got to keep going forward. And
No matter what happens, you look on the bright side of life. No matter what happens, there's always a silver lining with you.
Yeah, I like even if someone dies, I'm like, well, I try to look at all like the positive things that happened in their life, all the great things that they achieved and things like that, instead of thinking of like the bad things that happened with them or whatever. A lot of celebrities, they'll, like you always see like on TMZ or something, like the bad side of them. They'll do one bad thing and you'll remember them for that, but then you
Right.
forget about all the amazing things that they've ever done. And so, I try to just spread, like just continue to do the good things. No one's perfect. No one's perfect. We can always improve ourselves, and there's always room for improvement. So just keep going and doing what you're doing and keep staying positive. Because if you think about it, being negative, there's never been a world champion that told himself, I can't do this and won.
Right.
There's never been like a gold medalist runner or sprinter that was in a race and was like, oh, I can't do this, and then they won. No, they had to tell themselves, I can do it. An example that I have is I did I think it was an 8K race or a 10K race or something for the first time in my life, and I ran it only one time before that, and that was like a week before, because I was like, you know what, I got to see what this is like running 10K, because
Right.
I've never done it, and I was inspired to do it, and so like I ran 10K, and it was really hard, and that day of the race, I ended up randomly bumping into this dude who like runs a lot, and he was, I think, in his 40s or something, or 50s, and so we ended up being like race partners. So we ran the whole race together, and like we kept each other motivated. And there were times where I was really tired and I wanted to give up, and there were times he was tired, but we kept pushing each other and we kept pushing each other. And once we got to that last part of the track, when it was time to when we saw the finish line, we were like, yo, this is time to go into overdrive. And so we told ourselves, let's do it. And so we would pick someone that was ahead of us, and we'd tell each other, like, let's beat them. And so we'd run even faster than them, and then we'd beat them. And then like we'd beat the next person and the next person. And because of that, because I didn't give up, I ended up getting third place in my age bracket. And I had never ran a 10K race before.
Right.
That's my first time. And
Right.
I got third place in my age bracket. And
That's
I thought,
great.
wow, that's an amazing accomplishment, because there were hundreds of people that were running that day.
So it was all basically positive attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like attitude is everything.
Yeah.
And you have to push yourself and never give up in your own mind, because once your own mind clicks and you become negative, then it's over.
Yeah, I mean, once you give up, I mean, I've seen so many people, especially actors. There's so many actors that come on here and they expect to get it like this, like just automatically. And so the way you can get that satisfaction automatically is if you create your own opportunities. But a lot of people are lazy. They want to wait for the opportunity, and they don't want to create their own opportunity. They don't
Right.
go out and seek other actors to do stuff. A lot of, the things I've done, like I was doing skits for a while, and those are free. Like I was just doing them with my buddies, my acting buddies, but we were putting out content every single week for like months. And so we were like, we just want the practice. We want to just improv. And so we were doing skits. We were putting them out on YouTube. We were putting them out on Instagram. And one person ended up posting one of our skits, and it got over like 40,000 views on it or something
Wow.
like that. Yeah. And that was just us from consistently posting stuff.
And pushing yourself.
Yeah, and pushing ourselves. And like every week we'd just contact each other like, hey, you guys down to do a skit? And sometimes it'd be like the day of that we met, like we'd come up with a skit that day. Or sometimes we'd plan it out. But the thing is like you just have to take that action. If you take action, you're automatically becoming successful because it's better than doing nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
And you commit to your vision.
And you commit to your vision. And like for me, like after the skits, I was like, you know what? After we did it for a few months, I was like, I don't want to be categorized in like the social media world, because that they're like completely different than like serious actors like Denzel Washington and like Leonardo DiCaprio. Like people like them, they're not doing skits on YouTube.
Right.
You know, the skit people, it's a whole different community.
Sure.
And so
they're trying to, have a bigger picture to hone their craft and do whatever they need to do.
Yeah, and like for me, I want to take my. I was like, you know what, this is great. We're starting off getting content out there. Now it's transitioned to short films, and then eventually, the next step for us is to transition into feature films and web series, and then pitch our own shows to like Netflix and Hulu and all these big companies.
Right.
Is your name registered with SAG? Are you in SAG?
Yes, I'm in SAG now.
Great. And you're Josh Smith in SAG?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Where can people find your podcast?
You can go to SoundCloud.
Oh, you're on SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Great.
And then, but I'm trying to get it over to iTunes so then more people can listen to it.
Right.
So many iPhone
Yeah, it
users.
helps that your voice is soothing. Because if you were telling me all this shit and you had like a grating voice, that would be tough.
That would be tough. But your voice is very soothing. I'm
That's good to know.
almost about to go to sleep, actually.
Well, I don't know about that.
You're falling asleep.
Well, what is the name of your podcast again?
Inspire the Many.
Well, you're kind of inspiring to me. And you're so positive and nice. I'm kind of sick of you.
That's what I said.
I know, but you can't help him. You love the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this guy, and he came, and he's on this podcast, and I think you actually kind of upped our game. You made this podcast kind of inspiring and kind of more positive than Max and I could ever be by ourselves.
It'll go back to being wretched in the next episode.
Oh, yeah. Episode 14 is going to be completely
for today,
cynical.
I feel I'm going to go home thinking, you know what? I think I'm going to eat at least one vegan meal. I've kind of been working on that.
I'm in kind of a can-do mode right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
What would Josh Smith do?
Right. Would Josh Smith eat this cheeseburger? No.
Josh Smith.
He would order
and then I'll be
like
lying
a
in
kale
bed tonight.
salad.
My wife will be in the bathtub, and I'll just be lying there, looking up at the ceiling, the moon coming into the blinds, and I'll be thinking, I wonder what Josh is doing right now.
I'm very creeped out right now.
In his muscle shirt and little socks. We got to get a picture of the little socks.
We will put pictures of the little socks, both of your socks.
And now we have the fan page, so we can put his
do.
stuff up on the
We
fan
said it
page.
before. If you've never been to our Facebook fan page, we have a Facebook magazine podcast on Facebook. So please go like us there and find us and communicate with us. Well, this has been really enlightening and inspiring and really positive and uplifting. And dude, thank you so much for doing this.
You're welcome.
Any final thoughts to give to people listening?
Yeah, I would say, definitely keep listening. You guys keep me entertained. Like I've had an amazing time on the show. And whatever you're going through, just continue to be positive about it. Like it doesn't hurt to be positive. And I know a lot of people always go to being negative first because it's easy to do. If actually, I'll give you one last example. So I got a bike. I was at the animal shelter that I volunteer at, and I rode my bike there that day, and it got stolen. And I actually kind of felt bad for the person who stole it because it was kind of like a crappy bike. And I felt bad.
All right, you cannot be this saintly. Come on, stop it.
I felt bad for the person because I was like, you know what? They probably need it more than me, but that bike sucks. So like, I hope they're okay on it. But
so it was a benefit for you because you got a nicer bike eventually?
Yeah.
That's
So everybody won in a way.
Everyone won in a way. You
Right.
know, it's like,
But
hey,
it is the attitude and the POV put on it.
But did you go to the animal shelter and talk about their security factor? And say, people are stealing from you. You better have a better security operation here.
No, I should have though, but
Okay.
it was fine.
All
But
right.
but yeah,
But even that situation, you can look at it in a positive spin.
Yeah, you can always look at things in a positive spin. I mean, if you think about it, like all these things that we have, like like a bike or a car or any type of equipment, they're just things. We can always buy more things, but we only have one of us. You know, so
Right.
like live life to the fucking fullest.
Right.
Always go for you what you want. I met a guy on set the other day. He was one of the wardrobe people there, and he was telling me how, you know, he still wants to do. He was like, you know, one of my passions is acting. You know, I'm about to take an acting class, and he was, I think, in his 50s or something. I was like, dude, go for it. You know, like you only got one life to live. You know, like don't let this career and wardrobe define you. If you're having fun with it, keep doing it. But if you want to do something that is gonna, you know, bring you more happiness and fulfillment, then do it. Because at the end of the day, we got one life, and do whatever you want in it. Just live to the fullest. You know, if as long as that's, you know, positive and it's, you know, it's not hurting people in a way, then do it. Go for what your dreams are, because at the end of the day, only you have your dreams. No one else has them. Even if, you know, I want to be an actor, a successful actor, you know, that's other people's dreams. But how I look at that, how I look at my career, it's an individual way. You know, it's the Josh way of how I want to make it. So like, do what you want to do your way, and don't let anything stop you. Don't let your family, you know, my family at one point told me, you know, like I should go to a 4-year college. I didn't listen to them. I came out to LA and I just worked, and I now, ever since January, I told myself in 2017, actually December 2016, I told myself, you know what, I'm not going to make a New Year's resolution. I'm going to make a lifetime resolution. I said, I'm going to quit my retail job. I'm going to quit my catering job, and I'm just going to act full time. And I did it in January. And so ever since January of this year, I've been acting full time. And that was because I forced myself to succeed. When you do that, when you burn your ships, what you're doing is basically you're telling yourself you have to succeed. There's a story where this general in this army, he was telling his soldiers to burn all his ships. They got to this island and they wanted to take it over. And so he said, we're not going home, we're going to win. And so he literally had them burn their ships, and they burned down their ships, and the only option they had was to win. And so that's exactly what they did. They ended up conquering the other army, and they won the island over, and they ended up inhabiting it and everything. And so I tell people the same thing. I say, you know, burn your ships and go for what you want, because you got one life to live, and no one else is going to live it for you but you. So don't listen to negative people. Just focus on what you want to do. Stay in your lane and just do it. Go for it.
Wow.
Jesus.
Words to live by.
See my eyes, I can hardly see. See me stand, I can hardly walk. I believe you can make me. It's Josh Smith's Superstar.
I feel so positive and uplifted. I don't know what I can do.
Cut to us killing ourselves.
Cut to Max killing me than himself.
Yeah.
Max, final thoughts for episode 13?
First of all, he's hanging out with old dudes, so I like my movie idea, and it'll work because he's already hanging out with old dudes.
You know, maybe he'll make the the old white man Max project.
Put me in your stuff as long as it's SAG, and it's an honor to talk to you.
Dude, thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Josh Smith, you were awesome.
No, you gave me a new hope for young people. Seriously, thank you. And attractive people, because I resent them too. So
I respected you before. I respect you even more now. I loved you before. I love you even more now.
You hear that?
And I'm totally depressed because I'm an old sad fuck.
Yeah, you're all washed up.
I'm pretty much all washed up now.
This guy has his whole life ahead.
I know.
And he's ambitious and young and
he's
good
positive,
looking and
man.
positive.
Woo!
We're fucked.
I know. Why the hell did you come here?
Woo!
This was fun. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you very much. See you next time.